Good evening, everyone. With great joy and immense pleasure, I extend my warm welcome to all the dignitaries, guests, and delegates present here for the webinar series organized by Diksha E-Learning in association with Ayurveda College, Coimbatore. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. There is no deity superior to the Guru, no gain better than Guru's grace, no state higher than meditation on Guru. With this, I salute all the Gurus and enter into today's session. In today's session, we'll be discussing about concept and implementation of Shodhana therapy by Dr. Before starting the session, I would like to go through a few of the basic instructions to be followed throughout the session. Any questions can be raised in the chat box, and questions raised will be cleared at the end of the session. For the best stability, use a laptop and a high-speed internet connection. If your video is on, please make sure you are in front of a professional background. In case of any disruption, kindly check your internet connection and wait patiently for the class to resume. Please make sure your microphone is on mute to have a disturbance-free session. Make sure your full name is displayed so that it is professional. Next, I would like to invite Vairamuthu to deliver the welcome address.
Namaste. Sarvesham Subhasam. Acharya Devo Bhava. Atiti Devo Bhava. Ano Draha Kratavo Yant Vishwata. Tadim Shashvatam Ayusham Punyam Yashayam Vritigaram iti Ayurvedas Varnanam Dattamasti. Satyameva tad. Ayurvedas Shram Punyam Bhasham Panashanam Patanam Shakti Vriddhischa Lekanam Mokshadayakam. अतः अधुना वयं पुण्य संभारणार्थं समुपस्थितवन्तः भवतः हार्दिकं स्वागतं करोमि। आयुर्वेद महाविद्यालय कोयम्बत्तूर पक्षतः तथैव दीक्षा समिति पक्षतः अपि शास्त्र प्रकारार्थं दर्शनबुद्धात्मनः थाभ्यां चिकित्सनं प्राप्यते। स्वचिकित्सायाः ज्ञानरक्षणार्थं बुद्धि विकसनार्थं च concept and implementation of Shodhana therapy and overview इति शीर्षकं स्वीकृत्य अद्य अस्मत् बोधिष्यति अस्माकं प्रिय आचार्यवर्यः डॉक्टर चन्द्रमौळीश्वरन् पञ्चमविभागस्य प्राध्यापकः दैव विभाग अध्यक्षः आयुर्वेद महाविद्यालय कोयम्बत्तूर तमिळुनाडु महोदयस्य कृते हार्दिक स्वागतं व्याहरामि। स्वागतं महोदय। एवं च पुनः एकवारम् आगन्तान् सर्वेषां कृते हार्दिक स्वागतम् उक्त्वा विरमामि। शास्त्रं रक्षति रक्षत, भाषा रक्षति रक्षत।
Thank you, Vairamuthu. Now, before moving on to the session, I would like to give a brief introduction about our speaker, Dr. Chandramoulishwaran. He has completed his with the College Chennai and completed his post-graduation from DGM Ayurveda Medical College, Karnataka, and pursued PhD from National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur, Rajasthan. And currently, he is working as a professor, HOD in the Department of Panchakarma at Ayurveda College, Coimbatore. He has visited more than 6 countries to conduct seminars and classes for foreign students, and he has published various articles in national and international journals. He has also been invited as a resource person in state level and national level seminars, delivering speeches on different topics of Panchakarma. Being a proud student, I'm really very happy to invite my guru, my mentor, who has always been encouraging and supporting. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Welcome you and all.
Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Today, we will see about concept and implementation of Shodhana therapy and overview. Okay. So, basically, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay. So, basically, the the topic is very big, right? So, if you see, Shodhana is a part of Ayurveda therapy, and it's a part of treatment. Okay, so I tried my level best to cover the important aspects and some clinical implementation of certain therapies, because as I said, it's very very big, and I tried to focus a little bit more on the theory side as well as a little bit practical. So when these are called me Monday, he said, so I prepared with because during this COVID time you would have heard so many Panchakarma topics. Even I presented 2-3 also, I think. So I never wanted to repeat the certain things, because some of my students or the audience would have heard those topics already. So I prepared something new, I believe, and I try to speak about it. And thank you, this Diksha platform, for providing me the opportunity to talk about this concept and implementation of Shodhana therapy and all. Okay, so if you see, so basically always we know the aim of Ayurveda is prevention as well as cure. Okay, swasthasya swasthi rakshanam aturasya roga nivaranam. You can see, take it outside, aturasya roga nivaranam swasthasya swasthi rakshanam. Always, whenever this is the beauty of Ayurveda, this is the beauty of Sanskrit. So always, it's like, why they said this. And even in Charaka, if you see, Shodhanadi Sangraham, or like, in Charaka, where they mentioned this Dashamans. So there, in some places, you would have seen Shwasaharam, Kasaharam, or Vishagnam. So you see these words, always think about these small words. Why, Vishagnam, why Kasaharam? So what is the difference? Why can't be this like Vishaharam or Kasagnam? So, when you are reading, these are small aspects. It's very, very interesting, and why they used such words. So the beauty of the Sanskrit is, these small words. So we study so many names or so many therapies, but we really don't go deep into that, or we don't read in between the lines what is the real meaning of this, why Acharya would have said like that. Okay, so these are small things is always there. And one more thing, if you see in Nidana, when they say about the symptoms in some diseases, they would be saying Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the symptoms they would be narrating. Whereas in some diseases, they would just say, understand it, the Vata vitiated or Pitta vitiated symptoms will be there. So just by default, you have to understand. So why it is? Why in some diseases they must say, like, these are the, if Vata associated with the condition, these are the symptoms. Whereas in some diseases, they won't say, just understand, Vata and Pitta, increased Vata and Pitta symptoms will be there. Okay. So these are small things, when you are reading, when you read in between the line, you will understand all this. So same with, our aim of Ayurveda also. So swasthasya swasthi rakshanam, they told, then only aturasya roga nivaranam. So it's simply to, say or to emphasize that, prevention is better than the cure. Long back they told this. So long back they were, focused, and they had the vision. So they understood that prevention is the best thing, followed by curing the disease. That's why, they said about. So why I'm talking about this preventive and treat the disease? Because Panchakarma is the only one modality, or Shodhana is the only one modality where it can be used for prevention as well as treating the disease. So in the Rutucharya, that's why you see this. You don't see any other discipline. Okay, so in Ayurveda you have various disciplines. So you don't see various disciplines which has this preventive aspect, whereas Panchakarma has this preventive aspect. Okay, because it is prevention as well as curing the disease, and it is also advised before Rasayana as well as Vajikarna, because Shodhana is must, utmost important, and we will be seeing why it is. So among all the therapies, Shodhana is very, very important because it can be preventive as well as curative. So you can see among these Shodhana also, because if you see Arunadatta calls all these Pancha, 5 therapies as Pancha Shodhana only in his Tika. But if you see Chakrapani Datta in Charakasiddhi 2nd chapter, he says Vamana and Virechana are the absolute Shodhanas. Vamana and Virechana are the absolute Shodhanas. Why? Because he tells a beautiful simile also. So in a beautiful pond, if somebody says Pangajam, so automatically you will think Pangajam means lotus. You cannot think water lily or anything else because Pankajam denotes only lotus. Like that, in the text, wherever they mentioned this word Shodhana, you must understand it should be either Vamana or Virechana. Because there, if Shodhana must be done with Nasyam or Vasti, it will be written there. Chakrapani clearly explains, if Shodhana Nasyam should be done, it will be narrated there. If Shodhana Vasti should be done, it should be narrated there. Whereas, if they didn't narrate any Vamana or Virechana or anything, but only if they use if the word Shodhana is used in that context, then you must not misunderstand that, okay, I will do Nirvavasti or I will do Rakta Mokshana. No. How, Pankajam denotes only lotus. Like that, Vamana and Virechana are the absolute Shodhanas. So in wherever in the text you come across this word, you must either do Vamanam or Virechanam. Okay. Not otherwise, not other treatments. Once again, if you see Vamana Virechana, okay, there, if you see the mode of action, the mode of action particularly happens through Hridaya and Rasadhatu. This is a very peculiar mode of action. You don't see this mode of action, okay, particularly narrated. Whereas, we see importance of Vasti, we see importance of Nasyam. In that, they say Sringatakam Brijet. Simple. You don't see proper mode of action according to Ayurveda in any other therapies. Whether it's Vasti or Nasyam, they said how Vasti will, they gave the simile, okay, Apadatara or how the root is nourished, all those things. But you don't see a proper mode of action. Whereas for Vamana and Virechana, this particular mode of action is mentioned, and Rasadhatu is important, through that only the circulation happens. So they completely purifies head to toe. That's why it is called as absolute Shodhanas. Okay. Next.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry for the interruption, sir. As the net is low, your voice is not clear. So could you please try by offing the video, sir?
Now is it clear, ma?
Yeah, yes, sir. It's better.
Now is it clear, ma?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear now, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, how to go to this next slide, ma? It's not working. Yeah. Okay. So, if you see the concept of Shodhana, so basically these are the topics. Okay. So, Utpatti, Nirutti, Mahatvam, Gunam, Labam, Shodhana Kalam, Swastha Shodhanam, Doshanusara Shodhanam, then Shodhana Vriksham, Shodhana Yogyam, Shodhana Ayogya. So, you can see how, this topic is very important. So, you can see this one word, implies to so many things. This you don't see in any other karmas or any other treatment modalities. Okay. So, I will narrate what are the criteria to select a patient for Shodhana. There is a criteria. Okay. Then importance of Purva Karma, importance of Paschat Karma, and probable mode of action I may skip because it's very big, and difference between Panchakarma and Shodhana. Okay. So if you see, this is the Utpatti, Shuddh, Sauch, something to be cleaned. Okay. So it is, if you see the particular word, Shodhana means something must be cleansed or clean. Okay. So, see this sloka of Ashtanga Hridam as well as Ashtanga Sangraham, very, very important in the context of Shodhana. You don't see in any other acharyas. Yadi Rayet, Bahir Doshan, Panchata, Shodhanam Chatat. So, Ashtanga Hridaya is the only place you see this Panchata Shodhanam, whereas Charaka don't use this word Pancha Shodhanam, and he never used. So, Ashtanga Hridayakara Vagbhata came late. He used this Pancha Shodhana word. So according to him, all Panchakarmas are Shodhana only. Okay. Whereas Charaka, you don't see this word. Okay. So Yadi Rehet Bahir Doshan. So this Iranam word is very, very important. So if you see the word Iranam, forcible expulsion of severely increased doshas through upper or downward. So this Irana means forcible expulsion. This is very, very important. This forcible expulsion happens only through Vamana and Virechana. You don't see this happening in any other therapy. Whereas only through Vamana and Virechana, this forcible expulsion of doshas happens. That's why he used this way, word. Yadi Rayet. Bahir Doshan. So though he said Panchata Shodhanam, if you read simply the sloka, that means whichever karma evacuates the doshas are called as Pancha Shodhanam. That's what the meaning is. But if you see the Iranam word, that's why it said some words in some shlokas, very, very important. You must understand that. So this forcible expulsion, happens only through Vamana or Virechana. This doesn't happen in any other Panchakarma procedures. Hence, Vamana and Virechana are the absolute Shodhanas. Okay. So, if you see once again, Sthanat Bahir Nayet, Urdum Atova, Mala Sanchayam, Deha Sanshodhanam Tat, Devadali Phalam Yata, Sarangadara. You see this word. This is also once again very beautiful slogam. Sthanat Bahir Nayet, Urdum Ado. Okay, so Urdum and Ado here either through mouth or through Gudamarga. Okay, then Deha Samshodhanam Tat Devadali Phalam Yata. Here he is not using any word Pancha or anything else. So Deha Samshodhana is, which expels the doshas either through mouth or Gudamarga is called as Shodhana. So obviously, which is Vamana and Virechana only. Okay, Devadali once again, this sulfacinator, it is, Jimutaka. This is the plant, okay. So, then once again, this is also according to Arnadatta, Yada Ushadam, Vadadin Antahastitan. So you see this Antahastitan also very, very important. Deep seated. So deep seated. So Shodhana helps to expel the deep seated doshas. Okay, understand this. This word, though he is, used this Panchavidam, all the 5 therapies are helpful in removing the deep-seated doshas. This you don't see in Shamana therapy or any other therapy. That's why he said it is, 5 Shodhanas. Okay. Why Shodhana is best? Many of you, like might be knowing. So this sloka, okay, you know very well. Doshaha katachit kupyanti jita langana pavachanaihi jita samshodhanet yeshu na tesham punarudbhavah. So once you do Shodhana, the disease never occurs. And for this only, Chakrapani uses the next word. Okay, you can see. Hello, excuse me. This it's keep coming. This the admit all those stuff. So I'm not able to go to next slide. Can you look into that? Hello, Kirtika.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because my slides are not opening because this is keep coming. Like chat room, these kind of things.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. We'll check on this, sir.
See, my next slide is not going. Yeah. Okay. So we know that sloka. If you see, this word is important. Samula dosha haratvam. This happens only through Shodhana. And second, this samula dosha haratvam can never be achieved by langanadi karmas. 7 types of treatments. So if you see langanam, prachanam, all those stuff, this samula dosha haratvam never happens. The samula dosha haratvam only happens through Shodhana. And one more thing, when you do this langanadi treatment, there are high chances that the doshas may vitiate further or the disease may come back. That's the reason why Shodhana is the best. Okay. So if you see the Shodhana gunam, it's very simple. Malapaham, rogaharam, balavarna prasadanam, pitva, samshodhanam, samyak ayusha, yujyate chiram. You can see this samyak ayusha, yujyate chiram. This you don't, once again, that's what I emphasize. Read the lines. You'll understand, that is the beauty. So this narration, you don't see it for any other therapy. You have so many therapies. You don't see these particular words. Ayusha yujyate chiram. You can understand. They understood, body is constantly working. Body is constantly producing, toxins. They must be expelled properly in order to live long. Malapaham rogaharam bala varna prasadanam pitva samshodhanam samyak ayusha yujyate chiram. This never happens with anything else. So that's why, once again, Shodhana is the best. Okay. Then once again, what it does. Evam vishuddha koshtadsya kaya agnir abhivardate vyadescha upashamyanti prakritischa anuvardate indriyani mano buddhir. Okay. Varnascha asya prasidati balam. Okay. Balam, this is wrong here. Okay. Balam, I forgot that. Apatyam cha vrishata cha asya jayate jaram krichrena labate chiram jivite anatmeha tasmat samshodhanam kala yukti itam pibenara. So if you see, once again, you don't see these kind of narration to any other treatments. Kaya agnir abhivartate prakritischa anuvartate vyadescha upashamyanti indriya manas and buddhi all works properly. Okay. Balam cha prasidati, that is the word. Oh, okay. Prishata, and it postpones it. Jaram krichrena labate chiranjivati anatmaya. So yukti, this word also very important. Without tarkam, vina tarkena ya siddhir yadircha siddhirevacha. Without tarkam, without yukti, if you do any treatment, if you do not only treatment, anything without tarkam, without yukti you do, you may not be successful always. So that's why Shodhana is very, very important. This kind of narrations you don't see in any other, treatment modalities. Okay. So these procedures, these Shodhana procedures, okay, especially either Vamana or Virechana, remove the vitiated doshas or increased doshas. More than vitiated, you must put increased doshas and bring healthy status in the body. Okay. So if you know the vitiation of doshas, in healthy person, take the example, in healthy person, according to the different seasons, which dosha is, increase, like Vasanta. In Vasanta Rutu, Kapha is increased, so Kapha disease will come. So we have to do Vamanam. This is very simple. So you know this already. In Swastha, this is what is going to happen. So you know this already. So you can clearly plan the treatment. Okay. Example, Vasantika Vamana. We can always plan simply because, or in Sharat, you can plan Virechana because you know already the vitiation. Okay. So I'm coming to the next, thing, which I say as a Shadyo Shodhanam. You may not see this word in Brahatris. So in healthy person, you already know, which dosha is increased and which diseases are going to create the problem. So you can plan the Shodhanam accordingly. But there are so many, times, or there are so many, aspects, or so many diseases may come just like that. Take the example, COVID. Okay. So we have to be, we cannot plan the treatment at that time. Okay. So that time, if you want to do any Shodhana, I call it as a Sadhyo Shodhana, where you cannot plan, but it's an emergency where you must take out the doshas. Okay. So if the doshas are moving to the koshta, okay, are present in the koshta, okay. So this, this particular Panchakarma, when it should be, or Shodhana, when it should be done in Bahudosha Avastha, okay, or Pradhana Avastham Prapya Doshanam. In Pradhana Dosha Avastha, where simply Panchakarma or Shodhana is indicated, more than Panchakarma, where Shodhana is indicated, it is indicated in Bahudosha Avastha as well as, in Pradhana Dosha Avastha. So what is Bahudosha or what is Pradhana Dosham? So Chakrapani explains what is Pradhana Dosham. Shakam Tyaktva Koshta Agamanena Pradhanatamam Prapya Doshanam iti. Okay. So this is, this condition is Bahudosha Avastha or Utkleshna Avastha. Okay. So Panchakarmas can be done in Dosha Utklishtam, Bahudosham and Pradhana Dosha. So what is this Utkleshna Avastha? When the doshas are already in the koshta, or when the doshas are brought to koshta from shakas through snehanam and svedanam. Okay. When the doshas started to coming to the koshta, that is the Bahudosha Avastha. So there are conditions where you don't need this sneha svedam, because already doshas will be there in koshtam. There already they got this Utkleshna Avastha. So there, this Sadhyo Shodhana you can do. Sadhyo Vamanam as well as Sadhyo Virechanam. Many people would have heard about Sadhyo Vamanam. So Sadhyo Virechanam also there. I will explain you. Okay. So when the doshas are already in the koshta, when the Utkleshna is already there, you don't need to do Snehapanam or Svedanam. Simply directly you can go for either Vamana or Virechana because dosha is already in Utklishta Avastha. Okay. So in the emergency condition, as I said, we may not follow or no need to follow the general rules of Shodhanam. So suppose they said, there are moderate climate, and in which climate, like Vasanta, Vamana, Sharat, Raktamokshana and Virechana, like that they are told. So in emergencies, when the season is not conducive, okay, how to go about it? So in Chakrapani, in Vimanasthanam 5th chapter, where, he talks about I think I may not be wrong with the chapter, like this treating the worms. Okay, there he talks extensively about, okay, how to use this techniques. That's why kritrima upadanena, that particular word he uses. So these are the small words I believe it's very important to Ayurveda. Kritrima upadanena. If there is a very cold, use some heaters. If it is very hot, use some fan. Of course, don't use AC. Okay. So one has to use some techniques to combat this climate or the extreme climate where basically particular treatment should be done, particular shodhana should be done in a particular rutu, but there are chances and you always get the diseased person, so you always be prepared. So this type of shodhana can be called as sadhyo shodhana. Okay, so in healthy individuals, it is to prevent the disease and maintain the health, and it is well prepared. The diseased individuals to treat the disease. Okay. So if you see sadharana rutu and asadharana rutu. So while advocating panchakarma, basically our acharyas has explained like this Grishma, okay, or the extreme climates must be avoided for any panchakarma, especially shodhana. Okay, why? Because these are extreme conditions, either extreme cold or extreme rain or extreme heat. Okay, so we cannot do any treatments there, especially for the healthy person, because not necessary. And you may create the healthy person, you may turn him into the diseased person when you do this extreme climate. Okay, because in winter and rainy also we cannot perform because of the extreme climate, and if you perform this in extreme climate to the healthy individual, you may create problem to him or her. Okay, so that's why in the moderate season where particular shodhana should be done, it should be done according to the rutu only. Okay, because basically in the extreme conditions, it's always it's very difficult to do any therapies. Take the example, suppose you are doing a virechana in a a Grishma Rutu, the person may enter into dehydration. The person may go into electrolyte imbalance. Okay, so that is the reason. Or there could be always problem in administering snehapana. Okay, so Grishma, Varsha and Hemanta are called as asadharana rutu because extreme heat, rain and cold respectively, and shodhana is avoided in swastha during this period. Okay, so what happens? Grishma, April, May, extreme heat, it can create atiyogam. So in Varsha Rutu, July, August, extreme continuous rain, so it can lead to ayogam. The therapy may not work properly. Then Hemanta, okay, December, January, extreme cold, it can once again, it can create atiyoga. Okay. So in Sadharana Rutu, on the contrary, okay, the climate is favorable and Snehanam, Swedanam, everything can be done in these seasons because favorable climate. Okay. So if you see Vasanta Rutu, that is March and April, Vamanam and Nasyam can be done. And Pravrita, you can see June, July, Basti can be done. And Sharat, that is October, November, Virechana or Raktamokshana can be done. Once again, this is for the swastha. Okay. So in case of the disease, there is no need to follow all these rules described above. So one example, if you see, for Tamaka Swasha patient, so Vamanam is very good. So during the Tamaka Swasha Vegam, okay, so during the Vega Avastha itself, you can directly do the Vamanam. Why? Because dosha is already in Utkleshana Avastha. There dosha is already in Pradhana Avastha. Dosha is already in Bahudosha Avastha. So you don't have to go for Sneha Svedam because already Utkleshanam is there. Directly you can go for Vamana. Like that, one more example I can tell. Simply Visha condition. Okay, or Hikka. Okay, so when there is a Visha, you can't wait like 7 days, 8 days. There immediately, if you see the Stavara Vishavegam, like the 6th Vishavegam, Shashtetu Virechanam. So in 6th Vishavegam, Virechana must be done. So there it is not that you wait for Snehapanam and do the Virechana. Directly Sadhya Virechana must be done. Okay, so give something, eliminate. All right, so when the doshas are already Utklishta, you don't need to do immediately Sadhya Vamana or Sadhya Virechana. You can do. All right, and this is the reason why they mentioned about Shodhanavasti or Utkleshanavasti. It's a very beautiful concept, especially Ashtanga Sangram. If you read this Utkleshanavasti, Shodhanavasti, we may think why they narrated. This is very beautiful because they narrated, in some conditions where you can use this Utkleshanavasti where, you cannot do the Snehapana. So, though it is a bit compromised, but it's a good therapy. Okay. So this type of Shodhana carried out in the deceased person and it is called as Sadhya Shodhana. Okay. So in many diseases, this Sadhya Shodhana can be done, then followed by Shamana therapy. Okay. So how you can determine, you need to consider dosha, its sthana, movement of doshas, okay, because it varies from disease to disease, okay, and accordingly. Okay. So once again, you must understand proper tarkam, yukti, matra, kala. This is very important. Okay, that to determine the doshagati, studying scriptures are very necessary because, in example, in Jwaram, all the Shodhanas are mentioned. But where to give, that is up to the physician. Okay, so beautifully, that's what, in the Siddhisthana, 2nd chapter, this is one of my favorite quotation. Okay, this, Chardi Hridroga Gulmanam, Vamanam Swachikitsate, Avastam Prapi Nirdishtam, Kushinam Basti Karmacha, Vina Tarkanaya Siddhir, Yadricha Siddhiravacha. Okay, so though Vamana is contraindicated, okay, Chardi, Hridroga, and Gulma, Vamana is contraindicated, but when you study the chapter, this Vamana is mentioned there. Okay, like that, Vasti is contraindicated in Kushtam, but if the Avastha, if you see, then you have to do Vasti. And Vinatarkane Asidir, Yadricha Siddhir. So it is, up to the physician to use Tarka and Yukti to determine the Doshagati, then do the treatment. Many times we say Ayurveda don't work or Ayurveda fails because we fail to understand the concepts. Okay, so I gave some examples about Sadhya Vamana. So this is about Sadhya Virechana. It's once again, see, Acharya Sharangadhara mentioned about Anulom, 4 types, right? Vedanam, Anulomnam, Virechanam, like that. They are all, mild Virechana only. Okay, so instant or Sadhya Virechana, so in which the purgation or laxative of mild to moderate strength is administered for 1 day. Abhyanga and Swedana is done. Give purgation normally. I gave the example, in Stavara Vishavegam. So in Siddha medicine, okay, basically they give this Virechana, but they don't go for this Snehapana because they directly go. That you can call it as Sadhya Virechanam. Okay, take the example, in chronic constipation, simple, you can give Sadhya Virechanam if the person is fit. Okay, and Sadhya Virechana can be done after a couple of days before Vasti, especially Anuvasana Vasti, when the condition is necessary, before starting the Vasti, do the Sadhya Virechana. Okay, then go for, Vasti. So one more condition, this Sadhya Virechana, if you see, in Katishulam, simply Eranda Thailam, okay, and this Amavatam also. So it's a beautiful quotation about in Yoga Ratnakaram. आमवाद गजेन्द्रस्य शरीरे वनचारिणः एक एव निगन्धि आशु एरण्ड तैल केसरी. So how beautiful quotation it is. So importance of eranda tailam there mentioned. So every day night you can give as a mild, virechana there. Or if the person is having severe back pain, trust me, you try this. Eranda tailam mixed with milk. Okay, you give in the morning. This is sadhyo virechanam, and it is once again sneha virechanam. The person will feel, tremendous relief. So in Kati Shulam or in Amavatam, where some in early stages of Amavatam, Snehapana is contraindicated, where you need to do, but you feel that you need to do the Shodhanam, directly go for this. Okay, so this is some other example of Sadhyo Virechanam. So once again, Karma Virechanam, where we follow properly, okay, Sneha Svedam followed by Virechana and Samsarjana Karma. Okay, then there are conditions where Nitya Virechana is given, like Kushtam, where mild laxatives can be given every day. Okay, like Tirfla or anything mild laxative according to the Kushtam, give. You can call it as this Nitya Virechanam, daily laxative. Okay, or it can be little bit mild purgative also. So it's very beautiful. It depends on the disease. So these things, the Sadhya Vamana and Sadhya Virechana, we don't plan. Just like that, we do these two main Shodhana karmas. Okay. So this is about a little bit I covered about Sadhya Virechana and Vamana. So once again, this you see, Shamana things never they mentioned so much. Then they mentioned this Shodhana Vriksha. Okay, beautifully. Vamane Ashmantakam Vidyat Snuhi Kshiram Virechane, Kshiram Arkasya Vinyayam Vamanesa Virechane. So Ashmantakam is best for Vamana, Snuhi Kshiram for Virechana, and Arka Kshiram is for both Vamana Virechana. Some conditions where Ubhaya Shodhana can be done. Whereas it can be Ayogam. Suppose if you are giving a Virechana, if the person is having Vamana, it's Ayoga. Or Mithya Yogam. Okay. So that is not. Whereas Arka Kshiram, when you give, okay, it can act as Virechanam as well as Vamana. Okay. Then this is very beautiful. These fellows must be given, Shodhana treatments. Definitely, if you come across these people, no matter what, Vamana or Virechana must be given. Of course, you need to consider Kala, Desha, everything. So, Avipaga, Aruchi, Saulyam, Panduta, Gavaram, Klamaha, Petaka, Kota, Kandunam, Sambhava, Arkirevacha. So, this sloka is there in Charaka Sutram, 16th chapter, very beautiful. So, when you come across these doshas, these conditions, definitely you must administer Shodhana, because these conditions will not be cured without Shodhana, especially Vamana or Virechana. You can see Urdhvam cha eva anulomam cha yata dosham yata balam. So in these conditions, either Vamana or Virechana must be given, not any other treatment. Okay, Urdhvam cha anulomam. So particularly you must given. Once again, Ayogya, for this is Ayogya for anybody. This is Ayogya for not only Panchakarma, even people those who not following our advices. So it is beautifully written in Charaka Siddhi, second chapter, very beautifully Charakacharya explained this. Why? Because basically these fellows are useless fellows and they can bring bad name to you. So don't give any treatment. Okay, any treatment you can see Varjya Karyam cha Vakshate. Sarva Upakramehi. Okay. So Sarva Upakramehi. Don't even touch them. Okay. So this Chandaha, Sahasiko, Biru, Kritagno, Vyagra Evacha. So it's very beautiful, like fickle minded. And in this, Vairi, Vaidya Vidattan, the person who thinks himself as a Vaidyan. Okay. Google doctors. Avoid them. Because already Shraddha Hinam, you tell, take the medicine in the morning, he is taking in the evening. No, don't give any treatment. Okay, these fellows are unfit for treatment. Don't ever do the treatment. Not only Shodhanam, Sarva Upakramehi. Okay, then once again Shodhana Varjya Vishayam. This also everybody knows. This Ashtau Mahadoshakara Bhavas must be, the person must avoid, the person who undergoes any panchakarma must avoid this Ashtau Mahadosha Garabhavas. This is applicable to Purva Karma as well as Paschat Karma during Panchakarma. Uchayar Bhashyam Ratakshobham, Atichankarmanam Asanehi Ajirne Ahita Bhojanecha Diva Sopanam Samaitunam. So this should not be done because you can see Mahadosha Garabhavas. So they cause enormous trouble to the body. So they must be at any cost, it should be avoided. So when you are doing the Shodhana treatment, tell this. Advise people, especially if you are doing a planned Shodhana, okay, where proper Snehapana, so everything you are doing, please advise this to people, okay. Then this is very beautiful. Only Sushrutam you find this. In Durbala person, but you want to do Shodhanam, how you will do? Many people ask, okay, if the person is having good strength, you can do Shodhana, but in Durbala, if you feel the Shodhana must be done, see how versatile our Ayurveda is. What he says, Durbalasya, Doshena, Alpa Alpan Punapunaha. Very beautiful. You must study the concept properly. When the answer is there everywhere. So, very simple, Punapunaha. You can give Alpan, mild Shodhanam. Punapunaha you can give, so that little by little you can kick out the doshas. Okay? You don't need to kick out them at a stretch because the person is durbalam, he cannot withstand the purificatory therapy, but you have to expel the doshas. How you can expel? You can expel little by little. Okay? Alpa alpan, punaha punaha. Very beautiful. Okay? By doing this, you can cure the disease. Okay? Once again, Shodhanottara Chikitsa are what, of course, after Vamana and Virechana, Vyayadi Krama is mentioned. So after Nasyam and Vasti, they mentioned, little bit thing after like Niroha Vasti, Mamsarasam, or like after Anuvasan Vasti, very simple they mentioned, some aharas which is good for digestion and metabolism. Whereas Ashtanga-hridayam, if you read, these for any treatment, after purification or after panchakarma, these are patya. These are very wholesome diet. Okay, very beautifully, because after Shodhana Dhatukshaya happens, especially Vamana Virechanam, you have to give something Brahmana. Okay, so Shashtika Shali, Godumam, Mudgam, Mamsam. Okay, Gritam, all these things. Okay, and which is Hridyam, Deepanam. Okay, these things must be given properly to all the people, which many times we forget. Okay, then once again, how you can select the patient, this is very important. Once again, Samiksha, Dosha, Aushadam, Desham, Kalam, okay, Satmyam. This is the thing. See, many people try to make SOP, standard operating procedure. Trust me guys, it won't work out in Ayurveda, because they always say Dosham, Dusham, Kalam, Manalam, Prakritim, why have important? You cannot, because every human is different. Okay? Every human, you can make a clone of Tendulkar, but he may not play cricket like Tendulkar, or his thinking may not be like him, because that mind or Atma is different in that person. So that's the reason why I always believe Ayurveda is a individualistic medicine. It is individual based. Okay, very simple. All right. So importance of Purva Karma. Once again, Sneham Agre Purinjita Tataka Sneheda. So if you are planning for proper Shodhana for Swastha, or even for the diseased person, if you are preparing, then this Sneha Sweda must be done. Abhyantara Snehapana must be given 3 days, 5 days, or 7 days. Then Svedana must be given, then followed by Vamana, Virechana. Okay. Basically, what happens? In Ashtanga-hridayam, that sloka. Okay. Sleha kinna dadugava koshtagava. Okay. So that slokam. So automatically by Sneha Sweda, by Snehanam, doshas are softened. By Svedana, doshas are liquefied and brought. That is, we are making it Utkleshana Avastha. Sneha Sweda makes it Utkleshana Avastha. That's it. Okay. Then once again, coming to the, So with that little bit, I'm finishing with Vamana and Virechana. So when you come to the Vasti, okay, the position is very, very important. Okay. And, Parsham and Gudam and, the side, this one, and Pakvashaya, how the Vasti works. So I'll just slide, and importance of Vasti in Grahani. And this I want to concentrate. Okay. So nowadays, if you see, we use, we are not using like classical Vasti Putakam. So nowadays you use, so Vasti Yantra is called where Vasti Putakam as well as Vasti Yandram is Vasti Nazil is tied together, and it is called Vasti Yandram. So basically, we don't use any bladder. Okay. Nowadays, in many places, they use enema can or doubt set. The naturopathy thing. Okay. Basically, when you use conventional, Vasti Putaka, when you do the Vasti with the conventional method or with classical method, there are two criteria Acharyas mentioned beautifully. Panyor Gunair Adaya. So the physician's goodness of his hand should be transformed to that Vasti Yantram or Vasti Putakam. That, goodness, that blessing must also enter with Vasti Dravya in order to cure the disease. This, when you use this douch or enema can method, this is, you are not, okay, following. Then, once again, coming to Pidana Kalam. Trimshan Matra Pidana Kalam Ahuhu. Ashtanga Sangaram as well as Sushrutam. So 30 Matra Kala is the Vasti should be squeezed. That's the thing. Whereas when you use this enema or doubt set, it takes longer. And the gravity, everything, okay, the active pressure, and when you are pressing, the pressure is more, where it can reach until transverse colon. Whereas when you use enema can method, the gravitational force and other thing, okay, is not happening. So how you can expect the proper result? And once again, I tell people, many people when they prepare the Vasti, Kajena Maditam. Once you prepare the Vasti in Kalva Yantram, it should be churned to mix it properly. So if Astapana Vasti, if you don't mix it properly, if you don't make this homogeneous, this isotonic solution, you are not going to get, because the scientifically, the intestinal permeability will not be there. So Kajena Maditam is very, very important. And some people, use, I have seen to prepare the Vasti, these blenders or the mixie. Once again, Samskaram, Gunantaradanam. So I can tell one simple example. Make chutney out of our traditional, black stone, Tamil article. So, and you use the same ingredients, do it in mixie, eat and tell me. You will see the difference. The taste difference will be definitely there. So, Samskaram Gunantaradanam. So preparation is also very, very important. So no point in blaming Ayurveda or Acharyas. Okay. So you see, when we mix all those things, it should be prepared properly. Okay. And this Vasti Danakala is one of the important determinant variables, whereas if this Vasti Danakala is not, okay, usually properly followed, then you are not going to get the result. That's what my point is. So nowadays we don't get urinary bladder, that's fine. Whereas we use, fine plastic bag, okay, wax coated plastic bag is tied with the enema nozzle, but still we squeeze there. Okay, so we squeeze there, okay, basically, and we are not deviating so much from the classical. But when you do it with, okay, enema can or douch method, okay, basically, what they feel,
you can use simple catheter. It's easy. Patient can, now I have seen even some of my patients,
they don't want other person to give Vasti. So one of us, he comes every year. He takes Vasti in his home, sorry, in his room. He takes the Vasti, prepared. I try to explain, but he is not comfortable. So he uses that can and you just go and, lie down and he uses on, So maybe like this can be useful for like, eliminating the, simple mala and other thing. But if you want the results, definitely, we must do this Pidana Kala and this Kajayana Maditam. All those things are very, very important. And sometimes what happens, the Kalka and other things, when you use the enema douch or, that can, it can block. It may not go properly. Okay. So this Pidana Kala is 30 matra. So if you see according to the Ayurvedic Pharmacology of India, so 30 matra comes around 46 seconds. Okay, and according to Vasudevan Nambudiri sir, it should be like 60 seconds. So if you don't use this many seconds, and in other conventional method where if you use the douch, you are going to do more time. It will take time. Okay. So once again, one more thing, what happens, human colon is very sluggish in absorption and motility. Okay. So colon is very important for absorbing water, electrolytes, and transport of intra-aluminal contents and production of short chain fatty acids. So all these things, happens in the large intestine. Okay. So which have an integral position in colonic health are principally synthesized in more acidic environment of the proximal colon. See, this is very important. All these things mainly happens in the proximal colon. So when you use the normal enema can method, you don't go until the proximal colon. Okay, and you see in proximal colon, you see this interstitial cells of Kajal in submucosal surface of the circular muscle. The primary pacemaker cells are solely present in proximal portion of colon. So these pacemaker cells are present there. So if the Vasti Dravya is not entering onto the proximal colon, then how you can expect the good results? So it is always better to be better to use this conventional where, if you are not getting bladder, fine, but we can use always, Vasti Yantra with this 50 micron, this plastic. Okay. And once again, this parasympathetic supply, everything is more in the, proximal colon. So this all nourishment happens there. Okay. And this is colonic motility is more there. So if you give Vasti through this enema can, it's not happening. So this point, I wanted to highlight in Vasti. Okay. So just highlighted. Then coming to the Nasyam. So, some of you might have, you would have attended my sessions about Nasyam. I'll just refresh some different ideas. Still, how many hours is there, ma? How many more minutes I have? Hello?
Yes, sir, you can continue, sir.
Okay. So this is very interesting. So when it comes to the Nasyam, so many animals, about this Kasturi. Of course, they killed the entire species. So these pheromones are the cells which are located in the, nasal cavity, or maybe which are there in our armpits or genital regions and navel secretions. Okay, where you have these pheromones. So it is for this sexual response is to attract the women, as well as to attract in the animals. They attract through this mechanism. Why I am saying this? This plays a very important role in Nasya Karma. Okay, this plays a very important role in Nasya Karma. That's why I explained this theory. Okay, so among all the Panchakarmas or Panchashodhanas, Nasya is very easiest employed. Okay, but we think like that, but it's not. If you want to have a proper, desired effect. and direct entry to the blood-brain barrier and cranial wallet, and it can be given even to unconscious patient, whereas all other Panchakarma therapies you cannot give, and it's the most popular procedure. So once again, you know about the the treatment or what is Nasyam. Okay, so basically Nasayam, Diyam, and anything which you can put through the nose is Nasyam. Okay, so this transnasal drug delivery system is being researched so much nowadays, and even they are planning to launch a coronavirus vaccine. Okay, and almost 6 to 7 companies are preparing some drops so that it can be instilled through the nose, basically, so it can be absorbed. So what is the importance or what is the goodness of this transnasal drug delivery system? Okay, so our Acharyas has done it long back, and nowadays lots of research is happening, and fastest growing methods within next 5 years, this system will be fastest because directly it is going inside immediately, especially the ENT diseases, the brain diseases, they are relying upon this transnasal drug delivery system. Okay, so basically when you take the medicine or when you give IV or anything, it takes longer time to absorb, whereas nasal drug delivery system, it happens quickly. Okay, so brain disorders like migraine headache, like epilepsy, okay, or central nervous system disorders, that's why you see beautifully they said in psychiatric, in Ayurveda, in Manasarogam, Nasyam, Talam, this Nasyam plays a very important role, and in Manasarogam, the usage of ghee is always mentioned. Ghritam is always mentioned because this fat soluble is easy to absorb and it goes easily, enters the blood, it enters through the blood brain barrier. Okay, so for this migraine problem or any other head related problem, this is the best route. This is what our Acharyas already said. Urdhva jatru vikareshu vishesha nasyamisyate. Now only these people are understanding, whereas our guys long back. See how beautiful. Okay, so once again, it's very easy, and when you administer through the the tablet and all, the disintegration takes place, degeneration takes place, and it can, the pH value, so many complications are there. Okay, and they need to undergo harsh environment in the stomach, so the bioavailability of the drug will be less when it is administered orally, whereas when you do it transnasal, the bioavailability, okay, is more. Okay, so basically you see, when you want to administer transnasal, it can be oil based, or it can be water based, or it can be spray based. Okay, it's very, very important, and how you administer it also, okay, important. That's what, even in Nasyam, 40-degree angle is very important. When you give the Nasyam, this is what I want to emphasize practically. This 40-degree angle is very, very important in order to, because then only it can reach properly to the nasal cavity. And if the particle size is large, then nasal penetration will be less. Okay, so it should be very minute, and it should be, that's why our Acharya said about all the water based. You can give swarasam, you can give fine powder. See how beautifully they explain, because fine powder easily absorbed. Okay, or in the sprays. Okay, so it is very serious under condition. Okay, so these aerosol particles deposited in the anterior nasal passage, clear more slowly than those deposited in the turbinates or nasopharynx. See, this is very, very important. That's why when you give the Nasyam, this tilting the head 40-degree angle is very, very important. When you do that, then only it will reach the turbinates and nasopharynx. If not, it will not reach. Okay, So this is very, very important point, how you are giving the nasyam. And once again, whether it should be given at a stretch or drop by drop, this also you must understand. Okay. So particles which is smaller, you know that it's very easy to absorb in the thing. Okay. So this is thing, you can inhale. Maybe we can in future somebody can make a nasya machine for swastha per person. Nothing wrong in doing something new without deviating from the shastra. Okay, maybe we can somebody can prepare nasal Ayurvedic decongestion. Okay, simply we can use, or like Anutailam can be given. So it nowadays people want something easy. So we can prepare. Maybe we can do the trial. Okay, so for epileptic seizures, okay, for emergency, okay, you can see emergencies water soluble. That's why avapidana nasyam vishathila sollirukanga in visham. Why? Because it is emergency, water soluble. How beautiful. Okay, so dmana and avapidana, small and fine. So dmana nasyam, fantastic, fine particle. Avapidana, water soluble, emergency. So in emergency condition, these two are mentioned. Why? Because see, very beautiful. How clever our acharyas. Okay, and the blood-brain barrier limits so many medicines. Whereas through this nasyam, easily we can stimulate the CNS as well as it can reach the blood-brain barrier. Okay. So you can see, so how the drug is absorbed in when you are using the nasal medicine. Experimental factors such as the head position, volume, and method of administration, and formulation parameters such as pH, osmolarity, or inclusion of primation enhancer, because these are the certain things which will enhance the bioavailability as well as the absorption of the drug. So mucoadhesive can influence the formulation. So this is very, very important. That's why I said head position. Some people put something by standing, it won't reach. It must reach nasal pharynx and inner turbinates, then only you will get the result. So 40-degree angle is very important. If not, it's not going to work. Okay. So I believe the nose is the door to consciousness and the pathway to our inner conscious. So if you want to reach our inner conscious, nose is the very important organ. So pheromones, through pheromones, we hear so many things, so many good or bad smell, sense. Because you see, when you are having fever, take the example, when you don't have the appetite or fever, you lose the smell of and when you lose the smell, the appetite also you will lose, because it is interconnected. So medications that are administered by a nasal passage affect the mind, prana, pranavata, tarpaka kapha, and sadhaka pitta, and majja dhatu. So mastulanga majjam also told. Okay. So simply principles, if you see, prevention, it can be nasya is prevention and promotion. Okay. And where you can use like madhyama vritta dosha and doshita dhatu shamananasyam, vritta dosha and chena dhatu brahmananasyam. So many varieties. Okay. Ativritta dosha and dhatu srava stambanasya. So these things you can practice. Okay. So point must be noted when you give the nasyam. Kapha must be removed punaha. Otherwise kapha complication. Okay. So sneha, if it stays too much, it increases the cold. So it can increase the kapha disease. So duma is said that to virechanika dhumam, because you have to kick out the kapha. That's why virechanika dhuham is said. Okay. So after avapidanam or virechana nasya, very important. How many of us follow this? Snehana nasya must be done. Ashtanga sangraham, very beautifully he said. Okay. So once again, you see, after Vamanam and Virechanam, Shiro Virechana must be administered 3, 2, and 1 time respectively for Kapha, Pitta, and Vata. So we say after Vamana and Virechana, we basically we give Dhumanam and Samsarjanam, but many places we don't follow this. Always Uttamangam must be cleared, must be cleansed. So whenever you do Shodhanam, please put it in your practice. Clean the Uttamangam also. Okay, position is, as I said, important. Supine, relaxed position, neck is down to 40 to 45 degree, not sitting or more than 45 degree, because as I said, in this degree only, this medicine can enter interturbinate as well as, the nasal pharynx. Okay, then if it is not followed, it won't reach or absorbed properly. Okay, once again, I just standard operating procedure, I said BP, all those things in every karma. Okay, I will with this just I don't want to continue so much. So for every karma, you can follow some standard operating procedure, which is very, very important, especially in Shodhana. Okay, like blood pressure, take a proper history, always take a blood pressure, always keep emergency medications. Okay, because electrolyte can go imbalance in Vamana and Virechana. So keep some tender coconut water or even electrolyte powder you can keep. Okay, so keep ready all the medicines, emergency medicines. Okay, and always do it in a proper time according to the always follow Sneha Virechana, or don't give simply Tiruvurthilehyam to everyone. Don't give simply Avipatikara to everyone. So please, Avastham Prapya Nirdishtam, understand, give according to the disease. Always take BP, always take a detailed history. Okay, and once again ask any drug allergy. Take the example, nowadays you get so many people milk allergy. In that you cannot give milk for Vamana. So each and every small things you must, and always keep emergency things. Suppose due to excessive Vamana or Virechana, if hypovolemic shock is happening or the cyanosis is happening, you try. Otherwise, please refer the patient to the higher medical centers. Nothing wrong, everybody does mistake. Accept it, no problem. We learn from our mistakes. We cannot have ego. If you don't commit mistake, then you cannot be a good physician. Okay, mistakes happens. Believe in yourself. Okay, and do it properly. Okay, and if they said 30, 20, 10 means, I have seen people give and only 4 or 5 times they consider as Virechana. No, see, if a person is Balavan, give him very good dose and see 30 times. Just see the results. So, properly following, this our texts and putting our proper yukti is always necessary for the successful clinical practice. So with this, I would like to conclude my talk. Hope, this is a very big topic. Hope this session is, somehow I covered, and hope it helped you. Even if you could able to learn one point from this session, I would be a very happy person, because we learn every day. Okay, we learn every day and we do mistakes, but nothing to worry about. The students are, whomever the practitioners are respected elders. So with this, I thank the Diksha e-learning, and I thank our beloved principal, Dr. Sudhir sir. He is always, the person who loves me always, and more than me, he has confidence in me. Trust me, it's very difficult to get such person. Okay, I owe my respect, more than respect, I owe my love to him. Thank you, Sudhir sir, and thank you, Hita madam, and thank you, Vairamuthu, and thank you, Kirtika Sanjay, for your help and for everything. So with this, I'll conclude. I welcome if you have any questions. I'm ready to answer if I know. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for an enlightening session. We are grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experience with us. Now we'll be moving on to the question and answer session. Shall I read out the question, sir?
Yes, please.
How to know the Utkleshita Avastha of dosha?
See, dosha utkleshana is nothing but the, increased kapha symptoms. Okay. So basically, when there is a utkleshana, little bit of, you can see in the third day or fourth day of snehapanam, coating of the tongue will be there. Okay. Then, you see kapha symptoms will be there. Okay. So the person will feel heaviness. Okay. And person will feel loss of appetite. Means like, he will not be having, this proper, eating or proper appetite. Okay. So basically, feeling heaviness, salivation will be there, tongue coating will be there. Okay. And the person in the last day of snehapana and all, basically you see they will not be, feeling like eating at all, though they will have a agni. That's why we say after this Vamanar Virechana, why we do this Payadikramam? Because Agni is weak there. So this Agni weakness starts from the Purokarma itself. So by these symptoms, basically you can understand the Utkleshana Avastha. In Sadhya Vamana or Sadhya Virechana, it is simple because if you see in Jwaram, okay, Tatra Utklishte Samutklishte Amashe Stitan. So the person will feel, if you see Jwara Chikitsa there, okay, the person will feel excessive salivation, the person will feel indigestion feeling, the person will feel nausea. So already he will be in a Utkleshana, or like, the nausea will be there. So there it's very easy to understand. So when there is a nausea, vomiting must be followed. Okay. So once again in Isha Vega, when the wisdom is there, the person will, the froth will come, the mucus will start ooze out from the nose and all. So these are the Utkleshana symptoms. By this, you can easily understand. So this is practically, this is how you can understand the Utkleshana Avastha.
Thank you, sir. Next question is whether Shodhana can be done in aged person.
See, actually, that's what I said. In aged person, Sushruta's version you can follow. You can do mild Shodhanam, Punah Punaha, no problem. But basically, if you see before 16, after 70, okay, it is always contraindicated, especially the Shodhanas, because Dhatuk Shaim is always there in old person as well as the young person. So we cannot do, but that's why Sushruta gave that idea of mild Shodhanam, Punah Punaha Shodhanam.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, which Nasya do you recommend for depression patients?
See, once again, these kind of questions, how to answer, ma. See, in depression, all those things, I prefer Nasyam with the Ghritam. Usually in my clinical practice, what I do is I use Kalyanakam Ghritam, okay, as a Kalyanakam Ghritam for Nasya, okay, for depressed people. And if sometimes if I feel I need to clear the kapham, I use this Guranahar Nasyam or Nasyam with this one. Okay.
Okay, sir. The next question is, what emergency medication should be available in a Panchakarma room?
What importance?
What emergency medication should be available in a Panchakarma room?
We can take care of certain complications with Ayurveda itself. If the vomiting is stopped, but still if the person is having some kind of nausea and other thing, you can do Mayurapisthapasma or this, what is it? This Atulanga Rasayana. Okay. And if you like if you want to stop the excessive vegetation, Pudajarisham and Pudaja Parpati and Pudaja Kanavati, you can give. Even you can try Ishavasti also. Good. Okay. And this Akaraba.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry for the interruption, sir. The voice is not clear, sir. Your voice is not clear, sir.
Clear, ma?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Churnam you can use, Jati Phala Churnam you can use, where Sampanam is necessary. Okay? Like, you want to, like in allopathy, some anti-vomiting, okay? And like keep these antidiarrheals, okay, loperamide or something, enough, okay, because Mandal, we with our simple Ayurvedic medicines itself.
Okay, sir. Next question is Purva Karma necessary in Shodhana for skin diseases?
See, yes, you know, if the person is Balawan in skin disease, always Purva Karma is necessary. Whereas, you know, in some of the skin conditions like Vicharchika, okay, where there is already oozing, wherever you see the Utkleshanam, okay, wherever you see dosha Utkleshanam, like, okay, in some conditions where you feel the skin is, you know, very, soft and, there is no dryness, where you see the kapha symptoms, you don't need to go for Snehapana, direct, you can. Otherwise, classical Snehapana is must.
Okay, so the next question is, can we give Nasya in diseases other than the Urdhva Jatrugada rogas?
In my Nasya presentation, I have, elaborately mentioned about it. You know, there are so many diseases, you know, in our text itself, it is mentioned. Okay. In so many, diseases of the body, Nasyam is mentioned. It is, many references are available in text itself.
Okay, so the next question is, tell about the Nasapana, the mode of action.
Nasapana I didn't cover. You know, this, Chakrapani has mentioned about this Nasapana. Okay. So basically, in yoga, you know, when I Chakrapani time and all, yoga was very famous. Okay. This Jalaneti is, the Nasapana is nothing but Jalaneti. There are two types. You can, simply, put it where you can through the nose, can take it inside the stomach, then it can be digested and it can come out. The other one is where you can open your mouth and put the this nasapanam through nose and it will come out. But this chalaneti with this special decoction. Okay, so this is nasapanam, and there are some 2-3 studies already done in and it is available in and it is available in Google also. We can try this in this sinusitis. But once again, when you do the Nasapanam, the things should be very proper. When you use, Kashayam and all, if it is not sterilized, then it may induce sinusitis, chronic sinusitis problems. Okay.
Okay, sir. The next question is, which Shodhana procedure we can follow in fungal infection, sir?
See, in fungal infection, if it is repeated fungal infection,
So sorry to interrupt, sir. Your voice is breaking.
Virechana is the best in fungal infection. Okay. And there are some studies also happened in Dysthenia, vulgaris, in all those, this fungal infection. Literally, you give Snehapanam with Guglutiktakam, then followed by Virechana. In the 7th day, you see the result. Hello?
Yes, sir. The last question is, why should we prefer Dara over drop by drop in Nasya?
See, once again, as I said, when you give drop by drop, okay, stimulation of the nasal pharynx or stimulation of the nasal mucosa may be interrupted. Whereas when you pour, it will be like the stimulation vagus nerve in all nasal nerves which is supplying to the nose will be stimulated, and when you pour, the circulation also improves. Okay, because of the excessive quantity. More the quantity, more absorption. Okay, this is the reason why I prefer. Hello?
Yes, sir. That's all about the question and answer session. Thank you, sir, for answering all the questions with so much patience and sharing your valuable time. And now I would like to welcome Diksha Rani to deliver the vote of thanks. Diksha.
A warm good evening to all. Hope you all had a delightful dinner to feed the hunger of knowledge. It is a huge privilege and a great joy for me to extend a word of thanks at this precious occasion. First of all, I would like to express sincere thanks to Dr. Chandramouli sir for sharing his great knowledge on Panchakarma therapies. He gave us all deeper insights of the subject in simple words. Thank you, sir, for an enlightening presentation and for spending your precious time to provide us with the valuable information. An event like this cannot happen overnight. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated staffs and students of Ayurveda College, Coimbatore. Special thanks to our principal, Dr. Sudhir sir and Diksha, for providing a platform for students to learn from the comfort of home. Let me thank the delegates who have responded so well to our invitation to participate and interact in the webinar. We look forward to welcome you again in our next session. Thank you.
Thank you, Diksha. We have come to the end of session. And dear delegates, the next session will be conducted on 25th November on the topic Pragmatic Analysis of Purva Karma with special reference to AMA by Dr. Srinidhi S., Assistant Professor, Department of Panchakarma, Tapovana Ayurveda Medical College, Nagari, Karnataka. I thank each and every one of you for your patience. Hope you all had a good evening. Thank you. Thank you.